See the 10th question. That is, a force acts on 2 kg object so that its position is given as a function of time. That is x equal to 3t square plus 5. What is the work done by this force? By this force in the first 5 seconds. They gave that the position is varying with respect to time as 3t square plus 5. Okay. In the first 5 seconds, that is 0 to 5 seconds, we need to find what is the work done by this force. What is the work done? So work done I can write as integral f times dx. Here position it is x now. So I can write as, instead of f, I can write it as ma dx. Ma dx. Okay. So velocity v equal to dx by dt. Okay. That is nothing but 60. So acceleration is equal to dv by dt. That is nothing but 6. They gave that mass is 2 kg now. So work done is equal to integral mass, it is 2, acceleration it is 6. From here I know that dx means 60 dt. Okay now, between the values from 0 to 5 they asked to find this one. So work done is equal to 72 times integral 0 to 5 d dt. That is nothing but 72 t square by 2 between the values 0 to 5. That is nothing but 36 into 25. So 36 into 25 means 150, 75 plus 15, 90. That is 900 joule. Option B. Okay. Right now.
Completed, sir.
Completed. Okay, fine. Mm. Next one. A block of mass m is kept on a platform which starts from rest with constant acceleration g by 2 upwards as shown diagram. Work done by normal reaction in time t. See, here they gave the diagram now. So in this diagram, what I can do it is vertically downwards will have the weight mg. Okay, perpendicular to the contact or surface of contact, we are having the normal force, and object is moving with an acceleration a equal to g by 2. Okay now. So by using the free body diagram, I can write normal force equal to ma plus mg, since it is moving up now. If it is moving down, I can write ma minus mg. Sorry, mg minus ma. Mg minus ma. So n is equal to n m into g by 2 plus mg. that is normal force equal to 3 mg by 2. They are asking to find the work done due to normal force. That is normal force times displacement. Suppose since it is moving along y direction, I kept displacement as y. Since I know that it starts from rest, they gave that particle starts from rest. So I can say that u equal to 0 and s is equal to ut plus half at square. So I can write as displacement equal to half acceleration, that is g by 2 times d square. Observe carefully. Here I am not considering the total acceleration. I am considering only how much distance or what is the displacement of the particle. So that's why I kept only the particle acceleration only. So y is equal to g by 4 t square. Substitute here 3 mg by 2 times g t square by 4. That is nothing but 3m g square t square by 8. Okay, na? That is my work done. So it is option B. Okay, right on.
Completed.
Completed. Okay, fine. Next question. I think 12th question. Huh? Now see what is given. See what is given. That is a piece of wood of mass. A piece of wood of mass 0.03 kg is dropped from the top of a 100-meter height. Is dropped from a 100-meter height building. Okay. Firstly, mass is given and the height of the building is given. At the same time, a bullet of mass 0.02 kg is fired vertically upward with a velocity from the ground. The bullet gets embedded in the wood. Then the maximum height to which the combined system reaches above the top of the building. Okay, above the top of the building. Okay. Firstly, firstly, we'll write that it is mass of the wood or mass of the block, mass of wood as 0.03 kg. Okay. and it reaches to a height, and it reaches to a height 100 meter. Okay, fine. Now mass of the bullet, mass of the bullet is 0.02 kg. Okay, this bullet is projected vertically up with a velocity 100 meter per second. The bullet gets embedded. Okay, that means this bullet is inserted in the wood. Okay, and moves. Then the maximum height to which it is moved. Now I will use the, whenever the combined system is moving, I can write as momentum is conserved. Okay, na, is equal to mass of the wood plus mass of the bullet plus mass of the bullet times the common velocity, times the common velocity. Okay, so firstly I am finding the with what common velocity the both bullet and wood will move, and by using the expression v square equal to 2gh. Okay, I'll find the height at which the combined system moves. So firstly, wood is at rest and bullet 0.02 into 100 equal to 0.05 times v. So that is nothing but 200 equal to 5v. So v is equal to 40 meter per second. Can I say? Hello?
Yes,
Ante kada?
sir.
Okay, fine. 40 meter per second. So I'll substitute here. That is, we'll substitute here. We'll get it as the combined velocity, mm, a piece of wood of mass 0.03 kg is dropped from the top of 100-meter height. Okay, that means here we'll have velocity. It will not be zero. It will not be zero. It is dropped from a height. So correspondingly, velocity of wood will get as 2 into 10 into 100. So velocity of foot will be 10 into under root 20. So we can write as root 20 means 2 root 5. 2 root 5 means 20 root 5. So it is 20 root 5. Okay. So 60 root 5 plus 200 is equal to 5v. So v equal to 12 root 5 plus 40. 12 root 5 plus 40. How much? That is, root 5 means approximately 2.23. 12, 36, 24, 27, 26. So approximately it is 66.76. Okay, 66.76. So 66.76 whole square is equal to 20h. So h is equal to, mm, how much will get? 66.76. One minute. Mass of wood is 0.03 kg. Okay, it is dropped from a height 100 meter, and mass of bullet is 0.02 kg. Velocity of bullet is 100 meter per second. Now we need to find what will be the height of the combined system. What will be the height of the combined system? Okay, fine. That is, firstly, what we will do is that, okay, velocity of wood whenever it reaches to the bottom. Okay, velocity of wood VW, that is, will get as under root 2gh square, that is under root 2 into 10 into 100, so 10 into 2 root 5, so velocity of wood equal to 20 root 5. Okay, fine. So by using conservation principle, half mass of wood times velocity of wood plus half mass of the bullet times velocity of the bullet equal to half mass of wood plus mass of bullet times combined velocity. Okay. Throughout the equation, I will remove half, so that we will get 0.03 into 20 root 5 whole square. 20 root 5 whole square plus mass of the bullet 0.02 into 100 whole square equal to 0.05 times v square. So it is 3 into 400 into 5, that is 2000, plus 2 into 10,000 is equal to 5v square. Here it is 6,000, here it is 20,000. So 5v square equal to 26,000. Okay. So v square equal to 5,200. So v is equal to 10 into root 52 under root 52. Okay. Under root 52, it is 7.22. Okay. 7.211. So since v square equal to 2g capital H, so h is equal to v square, that is 5200 by 2 into 10 by by it is projected up with, suppose v square equal to 2gh1, that is 10 power 4 equal to 20h1. So 10 cube equal to 2h1. So h1 is equal to 500 meters. 500 meters. Okay. Second one, it reaches to a 500 meters. So 0.03 into g into 100 plus 0.02 into g into 500 is equal to 0.05 into g into capital H. That is 300 plus 2 into 500 is equal to 5h. That is 5h is equal to 1300. H is equal to 260 meters. So we'll have that how much height it is raised means h1 minus h, 500 minus 260, that is approximately 240 meters. In this 100 meters it is dropped now. Okay, 100 meters it is dropped means, okay, from here 100 meters means here is also 100 meter. So 240 minus 200, that is 40 meter. 40 meter. Option D. Hello. Firstly, I am
Yes, sir.
finding the this wood is dropped from a height. Okay. So with what velocity it reaches to the ground? Okay. Okay, fine. They gave the this one. Okay. Right. I applied the potential energy.
Completed, sir.
Completed. Next one. That is 13. 13. A particle which is experiencing a force is given under displacement if the particle had a kinetic energy at the beginning of the displacement. What is the kinetic energy at the end of displacement? Hmm. How to find? Any idea? First, they gave the force now. Okay, we'll write in force. F bar equal to 3 I cap minus 12 J cap. Undergoes a displacement. Suppose D bar equal to 4 I cap. If the particle had a kinetic energy at the beginning, means what? Initial kinetic energy, right? That is 3
Okay,
joules.
used to.
Kinetic energy at the end of displacement means what? At the end of huh? Final kinetic energy.
Finally, kinetic energy.
Hmm. How to how to find? How to find? Apply work energy theorem. Work done is equal to final kinetic energy minus initial kinetic energy.
Initial kinetic energy. Work
Work
done is
done
quotient
means I
displacement.
can write as F bar dot D bar. So final kinetic energy minus 3. Find out. Integral F bar dot D bar means 3 I cap minus 12 J cap dot 4 I cap is equal to final kinetic energy minus 3. So it is what we'll get. This is 12 now. We don't have integral now. F bar dot D bar. Okay. This is 12. 12 equal to final kinetic energy minus 3. So final kinetic energy will be 15 joules. Okay. Is it fine?
Sir.
Okay. Right on. Okay. Now. Completed.
Sir.
Okay. Fine. Next question. A body of mass 1 kg falls freely from a height from a height from a height of 100 meter from a height of 100 meter on a platform of mass. Okay. Okay. Fine. 3 kg which is mounted on a spring having a spring constant k. The body sticks to the platform and the spring's maximum compression is found to be x. Given that, and now they gave the value of g, we need to find x will be closer to. We need to find x will be closer to. Okay. Okay, fine. I think this question it is deleted one or it is grace mark in the 2019 shift one because mass of the body or block it is 1 kg. It is raised to the height of the block it is 100 meter on a platform. Okay, mass of the platform it is 3 kg which is mounted on a spring having a spring constant k equal to 1.25 times 10 power 6 Newton per meter. Now here interesting point it is that the body sticks to the platform and the spring's maximum compression is found to be x. Okay, the body sticks to the platform, that means it is undergoing an inelastic collision. Okay, we need to find the value of x. We need to find the value of x. Okay, fine. Now see here, firstly initial compression I can write it as we are having a platform like this we are having a block. This block is raised to a height. Suppose like this. This is my height, HB. Okay. So vertically downwards, we are having mg. Vertically downwards, we are having mg. And now, which is mounted on a spring, having a spring constant. Okay. Here we are having a spring. That means here we are having a block. Okay. This one. Now this block is raised to a height. This is my HB. Okay. Fine. So initially I can write as K times X naught. So X naught is equal to mg by K. That is mass of the platform. It is 3. G will be 10. 1.25 into 10 power 6. That is 3 into 10 by 125 times 10 power 4. Approximately 3 by 125 into 10 power minus 3. Okay, meters. Okay, no? Fine. That is approximately x naught will be 3 by 1250 centimeters. Okay. I got the initial length of the spring. Okay. Since we know that the body sticks to the platform, the body sticks to the platform. So I can write as small n into under root 2gh, that is mass of the block, equal to mass of the block plus mass of the platform times velocity. Okay, fine. So 1 into under root 2 into 10 into 100 is equal to 4v. Okay, so here also we'll get as 20 root 5 is equal to 4v. So v is equal to 5 root 5 meter per second. 5 root 5 meter per second. Okay, okay, fine. Now 5 root 5 meter per second. By using the principle, whenever it is moving combinedly, okay, with this much velocity is moving. So the total kinetic energy, the total kinetic energy, that is mass of the block and mass of the platform times v square equal to half k x square. Okay, initially half will get cancelled. So 4v square is equal to k, that is 125 into 10 power 4 x square. Okay, so x square is equal to 4 into 5 root 5. 5 root 5 means 125 by 125 into 10 power 4. So we'll get x equal to 2 by 100 meters. So approximately it is 2 centimeters. See, this is 2 centimeter. That means in this type of question, we need to analyze the situation. Okay. See, in the first part, I found the natural length of the spring, how much it is. With that, whenever the block or body combined with the platform velocity, and then how much length the spring has elongated. Okay, fine, right on. Okay, now completed.
Sir.
Okay, fine. Next one. See here. A simple pendulum is made of a string of length L and bob of mass M is released, okay, from a small angle, is released from a small angle, okay. It strikes a block of mass capital M kept on horizontal surface at the lowest point of oscillations elastically, okay. It bounces back and goes up to an angle theta 1. Then the value of capital M is, then the value of capital M is. Firstly, you can see here, I'll draw the diagram. A simple pendulum is made of string of length L and bob of mass small m is relaxed from small angle. Okay. Suppose this is the bob at its mean position. Okay. And it is my horizontal surface. Initially, the bob is at here. Okay. Bob of mass m. This is initially. It is at an angle theta naught. Okay. Na? Fine. Now what happened it is that it strikes a block of mass capital M kept on a horizontal surface. Suppose let us consider here I am having a block. It strikes, okay, kept on a horizontal surface at its lowest point of collisions elastically. And again, and then again, what happens? This block goes up to an angle. This angle it is theta 1. Okay. We need to find capital M. This block mass is capital M. Okay. Fine. Hello. Okay.
Sir.
Fine. They gave this length as L. So whenever it moves, we will have the velocity. I can write as v square is equal to 2gl times 1 minus cos theta by applying the conservation of energy. Kinetic energy is equal to loss in potential energy, right? I think he knows this formula. Okay. Now let us consider that initially it is moved. Okay, it is moved with a velocity v1, and whenever it bounces back, see, bounces back up to an angle with a velocity v2. Okay, okay, fine. So here I can write it as, firstly I'll consider the coefficient of restitution, that is velocity of approach to the, sorry, velocity of separation to the velocity of approach. Okay. So E is equal to, since it is elastic collision, we can write as 1. 1 is equal to, it is moving in opposite direction. So V2 plus V1 by block is initially at rest. So initial velocity of the block is 0. Okay. So I can write as V is equal to V1 plus V2. Okay. Fine. Let us consider this as equation 1 and this one as equation 2. So V2 is equal to V minus V1. V minus V1. That is nothing but under root 2GL times under root of 1 minus cos theta naught initially, and then it had moved to theta 1. Okay, na? Fine. Hello. Okay, fine. Now, whenever it had moved, okay, apply the conservation of momentum. That is, initial momentum is equal to final momentum. Initial momentum is equal to final momentum. That is small m into v is equal to, that is before collision momentum before collision equal to capital M v2 minus m into v1. Can I write? So capital M
Sir,
v2 we can write as m into v plus v1. What, Umar?
nothing, sir, nothing.
V plus v1. Okay. Okay, let us consider this as equation 3. This one as equation 3. So here we can write it as, already we got v2 m into v2. Okay. Okay, so capital M by small m, capital M by small m, I can write it as under root 1 plus, sorry, 1 minus 1 minus cos theta naught, okay, plus under root 1 minus cos theta 1 by under root 1 minus cos theta naught minus under root 1 minus cos theta 1. How I am writing this one means, I can write as m1 v1 is equal to m2 v2, m2 v2, that is small m into v1 equal to capital M into v2. So capital M by small m is equal to v1 by v2. Initially it is both in the same direction. So 1 minus cos theta naught I can write as 2 sine square theta naught by 2. Okay, now capital M by small m is equal to 2 sine square theta by 2 means root 2 sine theta naught by 2 plus root 2 sine theta 1 by 2 divided by root 2 sine theta naught by 2 minus root 2 sine theta 1 by 2. That is, I can write as capital M by small m equal to theta naught plus theta 1 by theta naught minus theta 1. Okay, root 2 will get cancelled, and we are applying the uh, approximation that when theta is less than 0 or approaches 0, then sine theta is approximately equal to theta. So capital M is equal to small m times theta naught plus theta 1 by theta naught minus theta 1. That is first option, option 1, option A, right on. Okay now,
So
completed. Completed.
sir,
Okay, fine. Next one. An alpha particle of mass, okay, suffers one-dimensional elastic collision with a nucleus at rest, okay, of unknown mass. Okay, it is scattered directly backwards, losing 64% of its initial kinetic energy. Then the mass of the nucleus is then the mass of the nucleus is 64% of the energy, initial kinetic energy is lost, right? And they gave that an alpha particle of mass m. Here we are having alpha particle of mass m and with a nucleus. Suppose I will consider that the nucleus, mass of the nucleus, as I'll consider it as capital M, mass of alpha particle as small m. Okay, fine. Now, whenever the energy is lost, directly we are having the formula. Directly we are having the formula. Since it is elastic collision, so change in the energy delta K equal to K2 minus K1, or else since it is given as final kinetic energy is equal to 36% of initial kinetic energy, because 64% is lost now. So that's why we can write it as half m vf square, okay, is equal to 36%, 36 by 100 times half m vi square, vi square. So upon calculation, we'll get it as Vf final velocity equal to 6 by 10 times initial velocity. So final velocity equal to 0.6 Vi. Okay. By applying the conservation of energy, that is the energy of the nucleus is equal to is equal to 64% of initial kinetic energy, that is kinetic energy of the alpha particle, suppose V naught, or you can write V alpha. Okay, so I'll write it as upon calculation capital M, and this V square I don't know, this is 0.64 times M V alpha square. So I can write V square equal to 0.64 into small m by capital M times V alpha square. So velocity of the nucleus, it is zero point 0.8 times V alpha into, sorry, V is equal to zero point 0.8 alpha into under root small m by capital M, small m by capital M. Since we know that by conservation of momentum, we can apply that it is momentum of the alpha particle. Initially, the nucleus it is at rest is equal to after collision uh, momentum of the alpha particle and momentum of the nucleus. Okay, so mv is equal to, or else we can write as mv minus mv1 is equal to capital M V2, capital M V2, that is mv is equal to capital M times V2, that is the velocity, this one V2. I got it as capital M into 0.8 times velocity of the alpha particle, that is 0.8 v, 0.8 v into under root small m by capital M, okay, small m by capital M minus small m into final velocity, this one we got as 0.6 v, okay. Upon calculation we get 1.6 mv equal to capital M into 0.8 v into under root small m by capital M. Upon calculation, VV gets cancelled. Okay, so 2 small m equal to under root small m by capital M. That is 2 into root small m equal to 1 by root m, 1 by under root m. Okay, upon squaring, root m now. This one we take mistake here. 0.2 small m is equal to capital M into under root small m by capital M. So, so not 0.2m is equal to this one. So 2m is equal to under root small m into capital M. So 2 root small m equal to under root capital M. Upon squaring we will get 4m. Upon squaring we will get it as 4m. That is option this one B. If it is inelastic collision means we are having direct formula. Otherwise, this one.
Sir.
Other than this time, anytime free, 3 to 4.
CA, sir.
All them that. Okay. Now which chapter is due? నువ్వు ఇప్పుడు వర్కింగ్ ఏ చాప్టర్ చేస్తున్నావు?
Sir.
నువ్వు ఇప్పుడు వర్కింగ్ ఏ చాప్టర్ చేస్తున్నావు?
పట్పర నుంచి చేస్తున్నాను.
ఫోర్ ఎనర్జీ. ఓకే ఫైన్. ఒకసారి ఇవాళ ఏం చేస్తావు అంటే నీకు ఈ డాక్యుమెంట్ పెడతాను. క్వశ్చన్ నెంబర్ 20 to 30 చూడు. ఓకే. మోస్ట్లీ టుమారో విల్ బి ఎండ్ ఫర్ దిస్ వర్క్ ఫోర్ ఎనర్జీ. Work for energy and collisions. Okay, this question completed.
Sir.
Next one. In a collinear collision, a particle with an initial speed strikes a stationary particle of same mass. If the total final kinetic energy, if the final total kinetic energy is 50% greater than the original kinetic energy, then the magnitude of the relative velocity of the two particles. Okay. Initially, in a collinear collision, that means the direction of the particle is same. Okay. So I can say that it is initially m1 v1 plus m2 v2. Sorry, m1 u1 plus m2 u2 is equal to m1 v1 plus m2 v2. Okay. And the kinetic energy, suppose firstly I'll write half, both are having the same mass. Okay. A particle with an initial speed strikes a stationary particle of same mass. Suppose firstly it is half mu square. Since it is stationary, okay, I can write as 0 square equal to half m v1 square plus v2 square. Okay, na? Half m v2 square. Okay. They gave that final total kinetic energy is 50% greater. That is, final kinetic energy is 50% greater. So 50 by 100 into initial kinetic energy than this one. So final kinetic energy I can write as 150 by 100 into Ki, that is approximately 3 by 2. So initial kinetic energy I will write as half m u1 square plus half m u2 square. Okay, na? Fine. Okay. Initially, the first particle is moving with a velocity v naught. Okay. Second particle is at rest. That is mv1 plus mv2. So I can write as v naught, that is nothing but u. Okay. That is equal to v1 plus v2. E2. So here I can substitute as u square equal to v1 square plus v2 square. Since u means v1 plus v2 whole square is equal to v1 square plus v2 square. Okay na? v1 square plus v2 square. Okay. Now see here, final kinetic energy is 3 by 2 times initial kinetic energy. That is half m v1 square plus half m v2 square equal to 3 by 2 times half m v naught square. So m by 2 will get cancelled. v1 square plus v2 square is equal to 3 by 2 times v naught square. Okay. Hello. 3 by 2 times v naught square. Okay. So here we are finding that the relative velocity are v1 plus v2. v1 square plus v2 square equal to 3 by 2 v naught square, and this one it is v1 plus v2 whole square equal to v naught square is equal to v naught square. That is v1 square plus v2 square plus 2 v1 v2 equal to v naught square. v1 square plus v2 square means 3 by 2 v naught square plus 2 v1 v2. కష్టపడిపోతుంది. 2 v1 v2 equal to v naught square by v naught square. So 2 v1 v2 is equal to we need to find v1 plus v2. v1 plus v2 is equal to v naught, and v1 square plus v2 square is equal to 3 v naught square by 2. 3 v naught square by 2. Okay. Squaring on both sides, we get v1 square plus v2 square plus 2 v1 v2 is equal to v naught square. So 2 v1 v2 equal to v naught square minus 3 v naught square by 2. That is minus v naught square by 2 minus v naught square by 2. So here I can write as v1 minus v2 whole square equal to v1 plus v2 whole square, v1 plus v2 whole square minus 4 v1 v2, v1 plus v2 whole square. Okay, that is v naught square minus 4 into minus minus v naught square by 2. Okay, that is 3 v naught. So v1 minus v2, v1 minus v2 is equal to 3 v naught, and v1 plus v2, v1 plus v2 is equal to v naught. So 2v1 is equal to 4v0. 2v1 equal to 4v0. Okay. So here it is. We can write as v1 minus v2 equal to root 3v0. This one, v1 minus v2 whole square equal to root 3v0. v1 minus v2 whole square equal to 3v0 square. Okay. Okay, fine. v1 minus v2 equal to 3v0 square. Once see this calculation, 2v1 v2. Array, here only we did mistake. 2v1 v2 is equal to minus v0 square. So this one it is minus v0 square by 4. So 4 will get cancelled. So we will get 2v0 square. We get 2v0 square. So v1 minus v2 is equal to root 2v0. Option B. Okay. Okay, now
Sir.
fine. Okay. Now okay. Once try the from question number 18, 18 to 28. Still how many are there? Hmm. Once try the 18 to 28. Tomorrow will be last class for this one. 28 to 40 we'll do in the class. From 18 to 28 we'll do. Okay. I'll share the document now. Okay. Most probably 3 to 4, 3 to 4 or 4:30, I'll conduct the MSET PYQ questions on electrostatics. Okay. If possible, you can come. Otherwise, I'll record the video. Okay. Okay.